Oh, I didn't even notice the waypoint there. The darn gold thing was covering it. The moment I saw his name was Coyote.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient name, too!
What happened at the stadium?
Well, it's fairly complicated. Let me give you the condensed version.
A Fatui Harbinger came and you fought him. Got it.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere without them causing trouble. But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be our little secret. No one else can know, or we're asking for trouble. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. With multiple factions closing in, there's nothing comforting about the situation we're facing.
Oh.
Still, all you need to do is focus on your goal. You can leave the complicated matters to me.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
There's no need to be so modest, Dion-san. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known fact. You're the pride of your tribe.
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so much on your plate. So much that you have to worry about. But all I could do was focus on my own feelings.
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself included. Your reaction to Kachina's disappearance, I understand that feeling very well. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track her down. Follow me.
Alright, do this.
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Ah, that's what that is. That's where she keeps her talismans.
Good eye. This is where I store all the various mementos I've collected.
In other words, mementos.
Whoa. I've never seen this place before. There's so many things in here.
It looks like there are items from every tribe. Collecting them must have taken a lot of effort.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, everyone grows up listening to the stories of heroes. And physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our own memory.
Including food. Like, this one looks like food. Is it? I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely food.
Now, I still have some preparations to make for the ceremony, so feel free to take a look around in the meantime. If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing to tell you about its origins.
Alright, we'll have a look.
Jessica. Natlan! Finally, I get to get a look at you. You know, she reminds me of Storm from X-Men. Because she's got Electro. Storm is my favorite X-Men character, so. The more I look at her, the more I'm like, you know what? She actually would be kind of a cool character to have. I think her feathers are pretty. Okay. Gosh, there's so many things to look at. And I don't know if it's like one of those things where I can only look at a few and then it's done. Okay, well, I'm going to talk to her because I don't want to miss a chance.
Make sure to handle everything with care. This cup, for example, it's heavier than it looks.
Cup? Oh, you mean this? Belt? Why did it say belt? I don't think... Oh! Oh.
Whoa, that belt is bigger than Paimon's head!
The Collective of Plenty are known for their bodybuilding competitions and contests of strength. This belt is a symbol of great honor within the tribe.
Collective of Plenty. I think that's what Aeon's son belongs to.
The association with strength might also have been the reason the original belt was extremely heavy. It was difficult for even 2 people to lift. And even if a warrior had the strength to put it on, wearing it for any length of time would still leave them gasping for breath.
Sounds like it.
So the owner of the original belt, Kitera, commissioned a craftsman to make a copy identical in appearance but far lighter in weight. That is the belt you see before you. He would often wear this version when training in order to protect his waist.
Or he made a lighter version so he could wear it all the time and show it off.
What do you think, Aeon-san? Think that's what happened? Get the jar. Let's look up the jar. Wait, this one?
There are so many jars and potions around here. Do they have anything to do with alchemy?
No, those belong to the Masters of the Nightwind. They're ceremonial tools used to amplify the ability to communicate with the Night Kingdom and the Wire. Yamaya is an expert in this field, and she taught me a lot. Even though she appears stoic and serious, she actually has a keen sense of humor. The tools you see here are quite traditional. Her students found them outdated, so she passed them on to me. The contents of the jars aren't all that special. Oh, except the big jar in the middle. That's what she really wanted to give me.
Ooh, must be something really cool. What's inside?
Grape juice.
Grape juice? Luke.
Huh?
It's quite tasty, although probably expired by now.
I imagine. Oh, I'd switch to him if I could. I can't, apparently.
This flower looks like it's thriving. You must be good at taking care of plants, Archon.
This fishing basket looks familiar. This fishing basket looks familiar.
I didn't hear what she said. I heard the fishing part, and that's it. The fishing! I didn't hear the rest.
Hey, there's a fishing rod here. It must have belonged to the people of the springs.
That's right. It belongs to a legendary fisherman named Matavaru. I have his entire set of fishing equipment, actually. He and I met in a tavern. He told me about a particular kind of giant fish and his meticulous plan to catch it.
Ahab and the great white whale. I think that was his name. I've never read Moby Dick, so.
In his eyes, I saw a hunger and a strong fighting spirit. To him, the sea was the battlefield upon which he staked his honor.
It sure sounds like it, though, even though I've never read it.
So, did he do it?
The next time I saw him, he was covered in scars. It turned out the fish he sought had been corroded by the abyss.
Illness.
He managed to kill the fish, but sustained a serious injury in the process, which meant he could never go deep-sea fishing again.
Of course I know it's not.
Can a fisherman claim victory if he fails to bring back his catch? That's what he asked me in the end.
Well, Paimon thinks he won.
That was my answer as well. The experience was far more valuable than the prize itself. In the end, he didn't want his tools to go to waste, so he gave them to me.
Wait, that means you also know how to fish.
Maybe we can go head-to-head sometime.
Oh, there might be one more thing? Well, I already know about this. I guess I'll do it anyway.
This is Atea's talisman.
I'm sure you're familiar with this one already. Atea was rarely ever without it. The talisman brought her a lot of luck in battle.
You mean fake luck? Luck is just a state of mind. I know. Can I sit? Hey, how you doing, lovey? Oh! Oh. Can I? I can't get any closer. Oh. Think that's her family? Little sister, maybe? It looks like a girl. It could be a boy. So at this point. And they got these guys? Wait. Do you come from Kanisha's tribe? Bright red hair like that? I mean, I am wondering what she comes from, because if those from the Maratha had red hair, but the Maratha tribe left Natlan, there actually shouldn't be any of them left. Except for maybe a few who might have stayed behind. You know, there's always that case of people staying behind. Okay. Oh, wait. Open? What is that?
Whoa, this weapon is huge! Which tribe did it belong to?
Ah, that weapon belonged to Tenoch, a hero from 500 years ago. Strictly speaking, he didn't belong to any single tribe. That's because even before the disaster with the Abyss broke out, he had already been exiled.
Exiled?
It was a punishment imposed out of necessity, but he accepted it all the same. He believed it was what he deserved. When the Abyss attacked, the tribes found themselves in urgent need of a powerful figure to lead them into the battle, and there was no one more courageous or resolute than him. He united the 6 tribes and accomplished great feats throughout the war. Ultimately, he perished, and because he had already lost his ancient name, the Ode of Resurrection was unable to bring him back. And so, he was laid to rest, alongside the countless warriors and civilians who lost their lives, buried in the soil of his native land.
Wow, he sounds like a true hero.
Indeed, even now his story is told throughout the land.
Wait, where are the flags? What? They showed them as if they were in this room. I don't see them now. I wanted to try and figure out the Saurians, but I keep forgetting to look at the other flag because they don't really look like anything. Okay, I guess that's it. I think I looked at everything. I don't know if that actually helps at all. Not really. Okay.
The powder still needs some time to settle, so let's wait a little longer. Well, what do you think of my collection? Do you feel like you have a better understanding of Natlan's culture now?
Isn't that a line from Little Mermaid? What do you think of my collection? For the... For part of your world? Yeah.
Yeah, if each item represents a different story, seems like Natlan's really been through a lot. Does every item hold a special memory, just like Atea's talisman?
And I would imagine, I mean, didn't you just hear her listed saying, not talking about all these other ones?
That's right. The items in my collection actually serve a similar purpose to the ancient names passed down among the tribes. They demonstrate the true shape of time.
The shape of time?
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight line that can only move forward. We cannot change the past or predict the future. But there's also a different theory, one that I believe to be closer to the truth. Namely, that the past, present, and future all exist at once.
At once? Paimon's not sure she understands.
Let's say your journey ended right now. Thinking back on your experience in each nation, which one would you say was the most important?
I'd have to say all of them.
Exactly. Even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to exist. They become part of who you are. Take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions, and eventually arrive at a very different destination. The future is the same way. It exists even though it has yet to come to pass. We just lack the means to perceive it. Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name. Fate. You're quite familiar with that concept, I would imagine.
That does kinda make sense. The future hasn't happened, but already exists.
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past and neglect the future.
So, ancient names record the past.
While the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back against an enemy as formidable as the Abyss.
They don't look like anything.
To come up with such a set of rules, the first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight I can only imagine.
So, the first Pyro Archon created the rules in Natlan.
That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the divine throne, he used it to borrow power from the heavens and establish the rules of Natlan.
Renova? I've never even heard of that term for this game.
Namely, a framework through which ordinary people can ascend to Archonhood. By holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us, and when that person ascends to the divine throne, their inner flame will awaken. In addition, the sacred flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land. After all, that's how I came to know everything I just told you.
Does it also turn your hair red?
So, it all comes down to the power of the divine throne and the rules.
I gotta show that now.
Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes, that's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised.
That looks like Chaska. Oh look, they have the same little hair frond. What do you call it? But yeah, why does it look like she comes from Kanisha's tribe?
I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our likeness.
Your sister is so cute! It looks like the two of you are really close. Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person, but seeing this portrait, it kind of makes sense now. It really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh, wait, is Paimon allowed to say that?
Well, I mean, her hair is pretty special.
A little late for that question, don't you think?
Yeah.
Sorry! Paimon's so sorry! Paimon's mouth works faster than her brain sometimes!
It's alright. I'd never get upset over something like that. No matter what others may say, my past is a precious part of my identity. I'm forever proud of the life I used to lead. Becoming the Archon doesn't mean you sever ties with your family. The position just comes with a lot of responsibilities, so it impacts how often you get to see them. My father made the most delicious stew, so my sister would often bring me a large pot of his cooking, and we would sit on a blanket and eat it together. One time, we didn't close the door securely, and the Saurians who were raising ran into the room and knocked over the entire pot. My sister immediately burst into tears. The two troublemakers were going for the meat, but when they saw my sister's distress, they froze on the spot. I still remember the way they laid there, sulking like a pair of children, even after making such a mess. It was frustrating, but in the end, all I could do was comfort my sister and move on.
Wow.
You forgave them just like that?
Isn't that what being a family is all about? I think about that story a lot, actually. As the Archon, I made a vow to defend this nation, and experiences like that, they remind me exactly what I'm trying to protect.
Well, what happened after that? This portrait looks pretty old. Your sister must be all grown up by now, right?
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. She built many houses and crafted many beautiful works of art. Anyway, that's enough about me. Now that the powder is settled, we can begin. Ian-san, Mulani, Chaska, over here please. Place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin.
Where do I place it? Here? Oh.
Surely as the echoes of life resound through heaven and earth, so too shall our stories remain eternal. Ancient name, take us to your fated bearer. Allow her to answer our call.
Am I hallucinating again? Kachina, are you okay? Huh? I'm not seeing things, Senpai. Is the Abyss playing tricks on me again? It's okay, Kachina. It's just us. We're trying to find a way to bring you back. Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Wyup is being affected by the Abyss. I was waiting for the Wyup to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in and it almost killed me. The Wyup saved me, even though its power is weakening, so I've been hiding from the monsters while trying to find a way to help. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds and seeing really horrible things.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The Abyss is trying to strip you of your sanity. All you need to do is stay safe and wait for us. We'll be there shortly.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. You don't need to worry about me. I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. Just knowing you care is more than enough. I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in danger to come rescue me. You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's final. I don't know what lies the Abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. Nobody here sees you as a burden. You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do is wait for us to rescue you, and you'll get all the applause and recognition you deserve. I'm really scared. Everything's so dark and creepy here. And I want to go home. Still, I don't want you to put yourselves in danger because of me. I don't want to hold anyone back ever again. All you need to do is place your trust in us, just like you always have. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind. Not ever. Yeah, we're so close. We can't call it quits now.
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. You have to traverse the Night Kingdom in your physical form. This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion. Even a brief amount of time inside could expose you to corrosion.
I know. I'm prepared for that possibility.
Alright, then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. She's very experienced in dealing with abyssal corruption. That face you just made. Don't tell me you two got into another argument.
Yeah, they did.
No, I just feel bad for creating more work for her.
I'll go with them too, Archon. The more people, the stronger the party. Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means a lot that you're willing to brave these dangers with me. And there's no time to lose, so let's get going.
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support, but I can still keep an eye on the situation from here. Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle...
That won't happen.
I hope not.
So what am I... Enter the underground ruins. How am I supposed to enter them?
Be careful out there. I'll observe the situation from here.
Higher. Okay. Oh, here's the flags. Okay. See, these are clearly soaring. Then you look over here and it's like, what are these? What is that? Maybe it's because I don't know what they look like, so they just like, looks weird. Then I'm trying to figure out what they belong to. Okay, that might be Chaska's. So the other one is Yansan and Sitlali. How far is this? No. I should not be walking to it, that is for sure. Okay. Who are you? Oh, sorry. Oh, is this it? Fire and water. Just wondered if maybe I should use this party. But I like to challenge myself by using this particular team for the Archon quest. Oh. See treasure.
So we're underneath Natlan right now? It looks nothing like Paimon was imagining.
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization ruled by dragons. Humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So these are Saurian ruins?
I don't think she's talking about the Saurians. I think she means actual dragons.
Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They have their own advanced civilization?
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one really knows what the devices here are for. These ruins have been abandoned for a long time, but with the recent increase in Abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're saying is, we're not in for an easy trip to the Night Kingdom.
No. It's going to be obstacle after obstacle from here on out.
Just what I wanted to hear. Okay.
Why are you all laughing like that? It's creeping Paimon out.
What?
It's the pre-adventure excitement kicking in, right guys?
Of course. I'm eager to get started.
Adventures live for moments like these.
Then let's go. We won't let anything stand in our way.
So there was treasure, but I'm not entirely sure where I saw that treasure now. I'm gonna miss out.
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
Oh, I see it now. Like this. E.
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the Collective of Planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide professional guidance for many of Natlan's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
Ah, so basically no sugar, no soft drinks, no grilled meat.
Yeah, we'll be here all day if you list them out one by one. It's much faster to just focus on what's good for you.
Such as?
Vegetable juice. Want some?
You know, Ian-san, Paimon feels like the two of us might not see eye to eye.
Yansan sounds like, Aisha from Explode. In fact, in some countries, instead of being known as the fairy of water or liquids, she's known as the fairy of sports. Which I find it's kind of interesting. Because that's what she does. She just loves sports. Physical activity.
Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
Cute.
Oh, so sorry.
No, no. Trying to put ice on you guys.
Flames, purge!
Water jet!
Cool it!
Wait, wasn't there something you could fly to? Well, whatever. I thought it was up there somewhere. Aw. Maybe I was the same thing. Okay, whatever. Where am I going? Oh, where do that? Oh. Thought I was supposed to enter it just without actually doing anything.
Whoa. The place we need to go seems really high up.
I want to look around, but it's not letting me. Hey guys, how you doing?
Freeze!
Water jet!
What? Really? Okay, fine.
Lay waste to the wicked!
Oh, you know what?
Let's dance.
Girl. Stop that. Yes. Ah. Trying to get rid of this guy's shield.
Oh no! Wipe out!
Don't get frostbite. Ah! 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 Ha! Ho! Ha! Ah! Ah! Ha! Ah! Yeah! Ha! Cool it!
What's that do? Oh. I have no idea what that did. Oh, there we go.
Dawn, break forth! This moment will be frozen in time. Freeze!
Water jet!
What's the hurt? Oh, so sorry.
Move out of the way.
Freeze! What's the hurry?
Ways to the wicked!
Oops, that was a bad jump. Oh, wait a minute. Can I just use Luke? Oh, E.
This is the final stretch. We just need to climb up, and we'll be there. Nothing to it. Easy for you to say.
Oh, am I supposed to use a Saurian for that? Ooh, what's that? Looks like something from the chasm. Chasm. How are we supposed to pronounce the word? I don't know why people can't say that's chasm. Why does it have to be chasm? I don't get it. It's like either. Neither, neither. Most everyone in this game says it as either and neither. But I would say it as either and neither. Why? So nice when someone actually pronounces the way I pronounce it. Like, yay, I'm not the only one who does that. Woo! Give me that. Oh, eat. Oh.
This must be the entrance the Pyro Archon told us about. The one ripped open by the abyss.
Yes. There's something in the depths of this place that feels familiar, yet also foreign.
Did they say she was trapped in the abyss? Just like, didn't they say Child was also trapped in the abyss?
We actually have to go in there? Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself up. Don't push her through before she's ready.
Psh.
Hey, you don't have to drag Paimon. You're pulling too hard.
Looks like we made it. This is the Night Kingdom.
Creepy.
It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories.
There's abysmal energy everywhere.
That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Kachina here in the first place.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies. Anything can happen here.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out. We obviously can't go back the way we came.
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that fissure in the sky.
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there? Oh, it's so high up. Did we really fall that far down?
Just like I said, our real-world knowledge doesn't apply here. We fell all this way, yet came out completely unscathed. If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance. But here, all we have to do is stand underneath the light and offer a prayer.
That's it?
Don't try it now.
Right.
Don't try run
We still got
away.
a job to do.
So that means all we need to do is find Kachina and bring her to this location.
Exactly. This light is streaming in from the real world. It's a link between the two realms.
The terrain looks difficult to navigate, and the visibility's not great either. How are we supposed to find Kachina in these conditions?
Yeah, these floating black things don't look super friendly either.
See what I mean? Either. I would have said that either.
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! Attacking ghost!
Calm down. I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right?
We're the ones who helped. Wait, does that mean you're...
Yes. I'm Vichama's friend, Malco. I was completely lost to this realm until I sensed a mysterious power calling out to me. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I used to be. Of course, it could only do so much. I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this imperfect form.
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker's stone hadn't become corrupted by the Abyss, we could have done much more. But we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe would have been in danger.
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. I never imagined that, even after all these years, he'd still take such a risk for me. Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were exactly the same.
Whether in triumph or death, you want your best friend by your side.
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us, but it's not too late for you. You're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echoes, right? She's being chased by an embodiment of abyssal power. I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form, so follow me. Be careful. This place has been severely corroded by the Abyss.
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Oh, what the?
Quick, get back here. Stick close to me. My power will be able to ward off attacks for the time being. We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route. This way. Not good. More monsters.
We shouldn't waste our time on them.
Dodge this! Don't get frostbite.
Lay waste to the wicked! Ta! Yep. Ha!
That's how I think about it. Malveka's hair color doesn't seem to be as brightly red as Diluc's.
Oh, Paimon can't see anything.
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
Why is she by herself? Is she seeing things?
Did you hear that?
What?
Never mind. It was probably just my imagination.
Don't scare Paimon like that.
I heard it too. It was a voice from the Abyss.
What did it say?
It doesn't matter. It certainly doesn't harbor good intentions.
We're here, Kachina! Oh, honey? You made it! Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters. Good idea. Let's go!
Ah, fuck. Seriously? Oh, I see. I have my own characters with me. Okay.
Freeze!
Let her rip!
Gotta use it.
Oh, so sorry.
That?
Ready, steady, go! Wipe out! You're here! You're finally here! Thank you so much! That monster can appear from anywhere! It almost caught me a bunch of times. The Y-Up's power helped keep me hidden, so I just tried to stay out of sight until you got here. Atta girl. You did so well. And most importantly, you weren't hurt. Should we start heading back then? Actually, I have a request. Will you come visit the Y-Up with me? I can't exactly put it into words, but something's wrong with the Ode of Resurrection. And I know it has something to do with the contamination from the Abyss.
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we've seen here certainly seems to back it up.
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles representing the Wyab of each tribe. You can think of them like the body of each Wyab. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, serve as proxies to which the Wyab can extend their consciousness. There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the Wyab can extend their consciousness over the entire realm and track down souls no matter where they roam. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost within the Night Kingdom.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy. Even if we could drive back the abyssal power from one of them, that probably wouldn't even put a dent in the problem.
Still, we can't just leave the Y-Up to suffer. It's protected me this whole time.
Saving one is better than saving none at all.
I agree. We might even manage to draw out the monster that's been hunting Kachina. Getting rid of the monster might slow down the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Kachina? What's wrong? Nothing. Just a headache. And that voice again, telling me to abandon the Y-Up and leave this place.
Maybe we really should leave. Kachina's already been here for too long.
No, I'm fine. I don't plan on listening to that nonsense. I can hold on.
Where's the totem pole?
Just up ahead. I'll lead the way. Besides, I can still fight, so please, help me out a little longer. Listen to me, Kachina. We'll come with you, but that's because we want to help the Y-Up, not because we have something to prove. You don't have anything to prove either. It's okay if you reach your limit. We'll be there for you.
All right. The sooner we get this done, the better.
We've already come all this way, so we might as well try to get to the bottom of this.
Let's go. This way.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
All by yourself? That's too dangerous.
It's all right. I may not be as strong as that monster, but I'm definitely more familiar with the area. Besides, I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, I'm sure you're not particularly fond of goodbyes. So go. Achieve your goal. And return to the world where you belong.
Thank you for everything.
You're a true hero.
Thank you. No one fights alone.
Weird.
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk. I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that. Wyabb! I'm back! My friends and I are here to heal you. Wyabb! Can you hear me? Wyabb! So we were right. The contamination is already too severe. It's preventing the Wyabb from answering our calls. Alright, get ready everyone! Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place!
I'll help you.
Careful. We've got company.
Of course we do. Oh, well, no wonder they wanted you to use fire. I mean water. Oh boy.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the face of futility is pure folly. He tried to get in my way, so I disposed of him.
You killed Malcolm?
He would have dispersed with or without me. Rather than worrying about him, I would urge you to focus on yourself. You may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me now, and it will be to your peril.
Are you the one behind all this?
No. The power of the Abyss is intoxicating. The destruction it seeks captivates like a masterful work of art. I strive only for the opportunity to see it up close. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out humanity is full of lambs willing to offer themselves up to the slaughter. That is the tragedy of your short lives. You understand nothing of all-encompassing power. Ancient names, pride, friendship, all empty ideas invented to give you a false sense of self-worth. They possess no power at all. The Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals out of pure selfishness. Anything to avoid sharing power. Anything to avoid handing over the primordial gift to ordinary people like you. Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Kachina, remain so pathetically weak?
I'm a 4-star, okay? Just leave me alone, you're so mean.
Kachina! Give me your hand. Feel that? I'm right here next to you. Thanks, Moalani. You're right. I have nothing to fear.
Because you're a 5-star. And I know you're stronger than me.
Because I'm not alone anymore. You're right. Maybe comforting ideals don't have any power. But you also couldn't be more wrong. You've never had to work for your own strength, so you will never understand the true source of our power.
Friendship is magic.
What?
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down, it comes from our friendship. The power lies not in the ideal itself, but in our commitment to upholding that ideal, and in our decision to stand together and fight! Well said! Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than 2 of us to handle an enemy like this.
Oh, wait, what?
Sorry in advance, but you deserve what's coming to you!
Oh, come on. Do not let me do this fight without my other characters, especially Barbara, who can heal.
There aren't many in Natlan who can beat us when we're together. It's time he got a taste of that kind of power.
Oh, crap. Oh, dear.
Let's ride! Catch an epic flame! Whoosh! Here goes! Ow! Clear the area! Yeah! Chill out! Oh. Hey, come on now. Surf's up. Yeah, shabam.
I'm gonna die!
Let's shred, Sharky.
Oh, man.
We won. We actually won.
Yeah, we did. We almost lost, though. Nice job. Turns out he wasn't any stronger than the ones we fought in the past.
That's what he gets for underestimating you two.
Fantastic work, Kachina. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, when I had to fight that thing in the first time in the Abyss, when the Chasm first came out, no, not the Abyss, when the Chasm first came out, and I had to fight that thing for the very first time, I kept losing. But I just so happened to have gotten Ayato at that time. And even at, like, a lower level, he was still able to defeat him. None of my other characters could.
This makes me so unbelievably happy. I'm happy too, Mualani. Together we really are unstoppable.
Huh? What's happening?
Is it good or bad? Oh, isn't that her house? Or her... whatever.
My ancient name is glowing?
My
But I thought I didn't bring it with me.
It's probably a projection from the real world. But that doesn't explain why it's glowing all of a sudden.
Wait, does that mean you're...
She's a new Archon!
That was a bold move. Diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend, especially in a place so overrun with abyssal corruption. Still, seeing you pull it off was really something.
Are you the one with Mualani's ancient name?
Everything you said was exactly right. As isolated individuals, we stand no chance against the power of the Abyss.
Why does he look like a giant?
It took years' worth of scars, lots of unnecessary suffering for me to understand that for myself. The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us as one. Everyone has a part to play. Only then will we have the power to defeat the strongest of foes.
Who are you?
Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the Abyss during the invasion 500 years ago.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Natlan.
No, so he's supposed to be a giant.
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the aspirations of the wild. Under the name Umoja, you shall unite the tribes and save Natlan from its impending doom.
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, even the tiniest spark of steel against stone can ignite a flame. Its blaze will become one with our vision for Natlan. Even amid everlasting darkness, our bonds remain eternal.
She's glowing.
What's wrong, Milani? Ah,
It's glowing like rainbows.
so many memories. My brain is just flooded with everything he once knew. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts to save Natlan started all the way back then.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have to.
Does that mean you already know about this whole thing?
I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea Mualani was also part of the plan.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's focus on saving the Wyatt first. Okay, that should be enough. Wyatt? Wyatt? Can you hear me?
I hear your voice, Kachina, my dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before we leave, but we can't afford to stay here any longer. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but it's okay. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never stop trying to improve my strength. One day, I'll live up to the hero you saw in me.
You are already an outstanding child in my eyes, Kachina. No matter what happens. You are all my most beloved children. It has always been my honor to protect and nurture you. Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you Kachina, I also gave you a name, but it need not define you. Focus on who you want to be. You are already worthy of your name. Now, you need only devote yourself to becoming a better you. The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just like your parents, my love for you will never change. No matter what the future holds.
Thank you, Wyatt.
It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it is time for you to leave this place. The situation here is getting worse. Go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of all you hold dear.
I know we've never met before, Wyatt, but I just wanted to say thank you for encouraging Kachina. It was exactly what she needed to hear.
Whoa! What's going on? An earthquake?
We're out of time. It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need to run!
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
Did I miss any treasure chests? Oh. Okay. Go! Right here? No, run!
The opening in the sky! It's closing!
Is it?
We need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here!
I'm trying. I'm sure I'm gonna run out of stamina.
Watch out for the falling rocks! Quick, through the middle!
Wasn't dare gonna look back to see if it was behind me. Come on, son. How are we going to escape? Come on, Vega! Where are they exactly?
You've done well. Now come home.
We're back! The Pyro Archon saved us.
But she's not here.
How did she regain her strength?
Yeah,
Again.
didn't she say she used it all up?
She's still in the Speaker's Chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was just her consciousness.
So you're saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power comes at a price. You must feel terrible, Kachina. Just hold on. We'll get you to a doctor soon. Let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Archon said she'd have a doctor waiting for us.
I recommend getting a full checkup, just to make sure no damage gets left behind.
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler?
I'm completely fine.
Right. You always seem to do pretty well against the Abyss.
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in the Night Kingdom as well.
Right. The YF mentioned something about the Pyro Archon's plan. What is it exactly?
I'll let her explain everything. We're all a part of the plan now. Every move we make from here on out will decide Natlan's ultimate fate.
The Great Escape. So you can glide over there? Oh, look who it is.
Huh. There's a lot less stuff here than before.
Yeah, what happened?
It's good to see you all
Did
here
she
in one
use all
piece.
the memories?
I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effects of the Abyss go untreated.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me about your plan.
So if the mementos had power in them, maybe that's what she took to save them. She took all the memories.
Take a seat, everybody. I'll examine you one by one.
Despite the short stint in Night Kingdom, Mulan and the others all have some degree of abysmal contamination. But thanks to boy. No matter how many times I hear her name, I get caught up in how it's spelled and how it's said. Extensive experience treating abysmal contamination, the harmful effects will not be permanent. Treatment also relieves Kachina's symptoms.
Alright, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely immune to its power.
Well, I don't think
She's
it comes from
always
this
been
world.
special like that. She can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
We don't know why, though.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
Alright. We might not see eye to eye, but we both had good intentions. Just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between us one day.
Yeah.
Alright. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. The devastation in the Night Kingdom. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Huh? No. That can't be true, can it?
Less than a year?
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this nation. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster the Abyss initiated 500 years ago.
Mulan told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago, all the nations of Tibet were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. Their threat to Natlan remains as real as ever.
I'd never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they hold hope for the future. Our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling, and the line of power passed down from the Wayab nearly severed. If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of defeating the Abyss in the future. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it. But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then. And it was you.
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense. The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human. It's impossible for a human to live that long.
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time. Or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
That was all part of the plan?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wayab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old, 500 years ago.
So that means I'm one of the Chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. It means unity. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wayab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the Sacred Flame and the Wayab has been blocked.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but its methods certainly aren't easy to counter. If we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient name-bearer must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shilonin of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Yansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names.
Wait. So Shilonin belongs to the Children of Echoes. Oh, so I guess you can't really go by the name. Okay, this must be Yansan then.
During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wayab Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
That leaves 2 people left.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make everything go a lot faster?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of obligation.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development.
But what if they don't make it in time?
I can only trust in the judgment of the Wayab. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on others that we managed to get this far. Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual, but in us all.
Does that mean you...
You're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with avoiding the topic.
Huh? Oh, right! All of the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the Night Kingdom. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk, and Mualani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose: fuel.
Fuel? Ah, so back then, that's why you...
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Every item belonged to a hero of Natlan. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited, but together, their combined effect can prove quite useful in a dire situation. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the two worlds.
That was a lot of, items.
It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you can see.
But weren't they all precious treasures? What about their stories? That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, that area of the Night Kingdom would have been forever lost to the Abyss. And then, it would only be a matter of time before the Children of Echoes was met with disaster. Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire to contribute to Natlan's survival. If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would not mourn their loss.
Even when you put it that way, I still feel bad.
There's no need. Remember what I told you about time? The people and the events of the past are never truly lost to us. We simply carry them with us in a different form. In that sense, we didn't lose anything at all. If you still have regrets, let them fuel your resolve in the battles to come. Your deeds will become new legends and nurture new forms of power just like the items once stored here.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Well, if that's the case, just treat me to a drink sometime. Now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast and celebrate your team's triumph in the Night Warden Wars. And we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be able to silence everyone who doubted you once and for all, Kachina.
Still, now that I know the danger we're facing, having a victory feast doesn't feel right.
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. Worrying about it will only affect your judgment. All right. You should head out. I'll join you in a bit.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together. It's been really nice seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for life. Even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. It's unbelievable how quickly they worm their way back into my good graces. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. I can see it. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I've faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will never know absolution. Then my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we are owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. The lifeblood of our nation.
You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver some medicine. I was about to leave, actually. No, it's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others. I'm so glad she made it back. It's just... Well, I'll make things awkward if I'm around my sister right now.
Ah, well, you two had a fight, so Paimon can understand.
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Of course not. What are you implying?
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information about the Abyss.
That's good. That's all I needed to know.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
You can tell us anything.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for a reason. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might face in the Night Kingdom, so I didn't want to take any chances.
So what you're saying is...
You deliberately provoked her, so she'd take that impulse out on you?
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid, but it works pretty well. It helps her keep her cool for a little while, at least. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I wanted.
But do you really have to go that far? Can't you just talk it out?
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't learn about this, or it'll be even harder to help her.
I respect your decision.
I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help her ease this burden. Anyway, I need to get going. Enjoy the celebration. Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their arguing?
They're trying to look out for each other in their own way.
In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault. Paimon's had enough of them.
It's not the chief from Kachina's.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Woo!
Woohoo!
Well done, Kachina. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad I finally made it.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you. You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back. I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild, so I stopped to bandage his wounds. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble replacing me. But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking about swapping teams too.
I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of us to abandon you like that.
That's a long
It's
pause as well.
amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Wars. That's the highest honor.
So, what about you guys? Did you make it far?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium on the day. We got disqualified.
That's a long pause. Okay.
Serves you all right. No sympathy from me.
Alright. There's no need to be like that, Uncle Pakal. Dear friends, I'd like to say a few words. Firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for helping to bring me back. This traveler and her companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. If they were allowed to participate in the pilgrimage, I have no doubt that they'd win the whole thing.
Yeah, probably. Not that great.
They've agreed to let me learn from them. With their help, I believe I can become even stronger still. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Dion-san. They all helped the Traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back from the Night Kingdom. They too deserve to be called our heroes, so please give another round of applause for them. Thank you so much.
Well said!
Woo, yeah!
I'll drink to that.
Glug, 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 glug.
How does it feel being a hero, Kachina?
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. It all just feels so surreal. Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion!
That way, I'll also become a champion coach.
Hey, please don't make fun of me.
My apologies. I knew more than I let on. Everything comes at a price, and most heroes aren't people who set out to become a hero. If you cling too tightly to your goal, you end up losing things that are far more precious. But in any case, we're now on the same page. I wonder how long before the two final heroes appear. From the Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the Night Wind.
So, Shilinen didn't come from who I thought she did. I mean, I did get her name confused because I thought that these two had the same origin, but they don't. But still, when I look at her design, she still looks like she has like symbols that look more like his than Kachina's. But, you know. But I also thought, well, if each tribe seems like they have like a different element, then I guess I was thinking, well, wouldn't she belong to Kachina's because she's also Geo? Of course, now they're saying, oh, Rowan might be Electro, which is what I thought he could be. And if my fiance is Electro, that means maybe he really is named after the one guy. So I look at his design and it just does not look it. He really actually looks like he actually belongs more to Mulan, but at the same time, he doesn't really look like he belongs to any of the tribes.
At previous victory feasts, you'd always find me in the crowd singing and dancing. But after what I found out today, it's too much. I'm still trying to process it.
It does feel weird seeing you so out of sorts.
Natlan's fall isn't set in stone though, right?
Is this another pearl of wisdom based on your adventuring experience?
Yes.
Well, Paimon agrees with the Traveler. Everyone's come together to celebrate Kachina's achievements. That's gotta be a first.
You're right. Kachina looks really happy. And now I'm being the moody one. Ugh, enough doom and gloom. Time to shake it off.
Where'd she go? Could Ethan disappear? Oh, she's up there. I guess that's how she's gonna shake it off.
It cost us a lot, but we got Kachina back safely, and that's what matters. There'll be even tougher challenges coming our way in the days ahead, though. We'll have to train harder, make sure we're in peak condition. That includes you, Paimon. I can do a special one-off session to show you the ropes. Interested?
No thanks.
Also another thing about Shiloh and Nin is that, as I said before, both these two were shown sleeping in trees. And, you know, I thought that was like, well, they do seem like they belong to the same tribe. Like, she just still doesn't remind me of someone who belongs to, where'd she go? Kachina.
It's rare to meet travelers as strong and brave as yourselves. I raise my glass to you. Anyway, my sister's already gone back to our tribe. She has patients to treat.
Oh, we actually ran into her on the way here and, well, Paimon just thinks she really cares about you.
Yeah, I'm planning on visiting home myself in a few days, to tell her and the rest of the family that they need to be extra careful. I just hope they take it seriously. The Abyss has likely sensed your arrival in Natlan by now, so exercise caution on your adventures as well.
I've been through so much all at once. Everything still kind of feels like a dream. Are you still feeling unwell? Nope, all better now. I told you I bounced back pretty quick, so don't worry about me. I bet you guys must be tired though. Make sure you get some good rest tonight. You gotta recharge so you'll be in the mood to have fun.
Now, Sheila Nen, I keep saying Len instead of Nen. She does have the cat ears and cat tail, just like she has ears and a tail. But then Orowan also have ears. Oh well, I was really looking forward to finding out about all the characters, but I didn't get to. I wanted to know if my theory was correct after making that video and all. I still, like I said, I still think that he looks like he belongs more to hers than hers. But then again, Shilonen has an Aztec name and she has a Native American name. So in the end, it doesn't seem to matter. And then Chaska, she seems like she doesn't actually belong to Natlan at all. So I guess in the end, it doesn't really matter. I kind of want to talk to her, but like, is she gonna say something different?
Alright, Kachina, let's party! I'm a little embarrassed. Don't be. Come on, you're the star of the show today.
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
How did you know? That's Paimon's favorite!
Another thing I noticed about Rowan is that one of the things I thought was interesting was that his outfit kind of reminded me of hers. What she's wearing. Although I suppose Chaska is also wearing something kind of similar.
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away.
Isn't your plan a little convoluted? Why didn't you get the heroes of the past to join you in this age? Wait, why didn't you get the heroes of the past to join you in this age?
Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time, for in 500 years Natlan will be destroyed, it seemed too cruel. You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. But life is short, and beyond a point it just doesn't seem real. Imagine if I said, let's leave right now, and go save the sun because it'll flame out in a few million years. It would sound quite ridiculous. I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan could still work without them. Or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt duty-bound to see it through to the end.
Paimon's suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back then?
Didn't we already say that?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that very little information survives. From what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect and artist. She played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe, designing and building many houses. But of course, none of her buildings are around anymore.
But she does come from Canisius.
Still, it was an impressive achievement, and I'm very proud of her.
So that's the life you had to leave behind.
You feel lost keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of regret in you. But this is something I have long since come to terms with. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the Abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end, no matter what I may find there.
That's actually what I wanted to ask, if you're already aware of fate.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been written, including your plan?
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. The past, present, and future coexist, and all are equally important. Even if the future ends in destruction, there's still no reason to give up on the here and now. And it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that we will never give up on our struggle. This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3 to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side, whatever it takes.
Surely you don't mean me.
Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. It would easily make you an all-important figure in the upcoming battle. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient name for you.
Ancient names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation would have long dwindled to 0. Possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full, Your stories will be remembered by our people for all the years to come. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still, take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs. This nation always honors its heroes.
You don't have to promise me anything. I just want to help out the people.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation here.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
And that's when we'll probably meet her. Okay, so...
My lord,
oh.
We've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness, and I don't intend to start now. As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. She simply chose not to. You don't have much time, and you're injured on top of that. What do you plan to do next?
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
Who was he talking to? When he said that last line? I think he was talking to a Rowan. And I got a little confused because of the Night Kingdom and like the Night Wind. The Night Wind one is Sitlali, which means Orowan might actually come from Sitlalis. He definitely seemed like it. And wouldn't that mean his power would be Cryo then? Not Electro. I don't, it was just a leak that I didn't even watch the video. It just said that he's gonna be Electro, and I'm like, how do they know all this stuff? You know, it's the same thing as like people talking about like Columbina is gonna be playable, and they were talking about her for since before Fontaine came out, and people were like even said that she was gonna come out, and they even had her kit and like a picture of it, and she never did. No one even mentioned her that I know of. I don't even know why people were saying that. And they're still saying it. It's weird. That's why I don't believe any of that kind of stuff until it actually happens. I think or Rowan, I still kind of was hoping he would actually be Wind, just because he kind of reminds me of it. I mean, I can also see him being the Electro as well. But it seems like he belongs to the Cryo tribe. That's, you know, the same one that Sitlali belongs to, which means it would, if that's true, because just going by Shilonen being part of the Kachina, then she's Geo. That means he has to be Cryo. I mean, you know, quote unquote has to be. Doesn't really have to be, but it's going by that. Gosh, is that it? I know if I just leave, this is all gonna end. Did I talk to you again?
Oh, something else you'd like to ask?
Oh, okay. About the captain's whereabouts.
Well, our intel suggests he hasn't made any new movements yet. Although Kenichi's investigation helped us confirm that he's being aided by someone from the Masters of the Nightwind.
Yes, the Masters of the Nightwind. So, this, I believe it's Sitlali's.
I'm getting closer to narrowing down who that may be, but it's still unclear whether this person aided the captain out of willingness or coercion.
Seems like he's doing it willingly.
If you learn anything about this during your adventures, please let me know. Oh, something else you'd like to ask?
About elemental energy in the abyss. About the absence of people from Natlan and other nations. Well, that's not entirely true. I mean, I saw people from Fontaine. I saw people from Liyue. I saw people from Inazuma. Don't know about Sumeru. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure.
The Abyss is the most formidable enemy in all of Teyvat. In the beginning, it took failure and tragedy to even begin to learn how to fight back. All of the methods you've seen in other nations were developed based on experience and insight passed down over generations. We know them to work, but few of us actually understand why. It's the same for the method we use here in Natlan. Ever since ancient times, elemental energy has been one of our most reliable weapons against the Abyss. As for the principles behind it, I'm afraid you might have to seek answers from someone older than the position of Pyro Archon itself. Oh, something else you'd like to ask? That also comes down to the long-standing effects of the Abyss. Our people's survival is inextricably tied to the Wayab. But their power has its limits. They cannot offer our people the same degree of protection outside our borders. In fact, people who do decide to leave often suffer from memory loss and emotional issues. Everyone in Natlan understands this. That's why our people never leave without a good cause. Even if someone is left with no choice, the chief of their tribe must seek approval with the Wayab to grant them leave. And the Wayab have always been very strict about granting that approval, since extending protection beyond our borders means conserving power reserved for our fight against the Abyss. Still, there's no need to worry. The Wayab extend their protection to all within Natlan, including visitors from afar. Oh, something else you'd like to ask?
I've got no other questions, milady. Both wearing black and red. Now that looks weird. Okay, I'm getting too close now, but the angle looks all wrong. Oh, darn it. Aw, if only I waited. You should take a picture with him. Alright, take that stupid thing off. Come on. I don't need that. Elbow pose. Oops. Oh, that's weird. Ah, wait, no. It looks so weird. Oh, that looks horrible. Oh, how do I fix it? How do I get it back to where it was? Ah! Oh no! I should have just kept it. Ah, no. Ah. Dear. Wait, she disappeared! Gosh. I should have just taken the picture when I had the chance. There. I'll record that there again. Okay. Maybe I can do it now. There we go. Much better. Okay. No, thinking. Let's think. Let's think together. Oops. Okay. Well, I have Mulani, I have Kachina, so I don't know, it's kind of weird to take a picture of them, especially since she's just moving around a lot. Although it might work, I mean... Oh, that's wrong. It looks so weird. Oh, darn. Ah. This does not look right. There. And she's just lost looking this time. It's fine. It's fine. And I got Kachina in there too. And Kanish. Oh! Alright. Awesome. So I want to discuss the inspiration for Natlan. Because, you know, during the boycott, as it's still going on, pathetically, it's still going on. I say pathetically because what I'm about to say? That people kept insisting that this place was based off of Africa. No matter how many times you saw other names that were like for South America, for the South Pacific, or even Native American names, all it took was them to see that, oh my god, there's an African name, it's based off of Africa. Other people would say, well, the music is based off of Africa, so it's based off of Africa. There's buildings and other, you know, like, environmental features that are in Africa, so it's based off of Africa. Like, all of the main characters, like, out of 9 characters, there's 1, maybe 2, that are African inspired. All the rest are South America and South Pacific and Native American. But oh no, that doesn't matter about all the other ones that are South American, South Pacific, and Native American. There's at least one or two people who have African names, and so it's based off of Africa. See, the thing is with Natlan is, the company, Hoyoverse, what they did is they blended in all of those places into one culture. And I think the perfect example is Chaska. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of other people agree that Chaska is based off of the Conquistadors. Now, I already mentioned this, that the Conquistadors they were pretty horrible people. They came from Spain to... I mean, I might have some of my details wrong, but they came to Spain because because I think they heard the story about El Dorado and the City of Gold. And so they befriended the Mayans, I think it was the Mayans, because they thought, oh, well, these people have gold, they must have like a whole stash of it. So they befriended them. I guess you could say the Mayans probably treated them like gods. And then the Conquistadors turned on them and killed them all. But I think because they wanted to create, Hoyoverse wanted to create a Conquistador-inspired character, they didn't want to have it attached to that kind of history. So they created Chaska, who's also not only like Conquistador, but also based off of Tarzan, which is set in Africa. Because she does not come from Natlan. And something happened to her family to the point that she was raised by some birds. This particular bird. Which is, I think, is the symbol for her tribe that she belongs to. So that's kind of like with Tarzan. Tarzan his family came from Europe, but something happened. They got shipwrecked on the coast of Africa, somewhere in Africa. I should have looked that detail up, but I don't remember. I just know it was Africa. And then his parents died, and he was raised by gorillas. So again, it's like Chaska. So she has that South American, inspiration to her, but also African, African story because of Tarzan, and European. That's why her skin color is the way that it is. I don't know if anyone noticed, but her skin color was actually quite different from me. I think it was even different from hers. It had a more pink tone to it. So, I actually kind of liked her skin color. It was pretty. Especially going with her hair color. Did I say everything that I wanted to say for her? So yeah, that's kind of like what Hoyoverse did for Natlan, is that they blended, the African aspects, South American, South Pacific, Native American, and created this very unique culture that blends them all together. So one of the comments I saw, which was really annoying, was that people were saying that, let's just go there. Mualani's, they mentioned that all these buttes and mesas, and say, well, it's clearly because they have all these buttes and mesas, that it's not based on the South Pacific, it's based off of, I guess, Africa? I don't know where they get this concept. I didn't really talk too much about this place because to me it's very cliche when it comes to tropical themes, Hawaiian themes, South Pacific themes. It's very cliche. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad cliche. So, but yeah, I didn't talk too much about it because it's, But it annoyed me that this person said just because there's buttes and mesas around it, it's not based on the South Pacific. Despite the fact that Mualani has a South Pacific name. And probably a bunch of other of these characters have South Pacific names. Wasn't really paying too much attention. But despite the fact that Mualani has one, Oh, but no, it's based off of Africa. You know, because it's got buttes and mesas and whatnot. You know, I'm like, what the heck is going on? But you know, what I really want to do is I'm wondering if there's a story behind the shapes of these buildings. I want to look that up now. Because to me, I just thought they looked like boats. But there might be like a particular shape behind why they are like shaped like that. So I want to check that out. And then there's Orowan. Now, going by what one of the kind of confusing things about is, you know, if he is based off of that one African god, which I still don't think he is, but he could still be, because I think he also represents clouds, and if Orowan was the one who sent in that fog, then that would probably be like, I said I was going to use that as a really good example, but then I found out there's a leak that shows that he's Electro. So that doesn't fit. I thought he would be Cryo because then he'd be part of Sitlali. And that's the confusing thing that I have. Is that... Oh, I should go sit somewhere. Can I go sit somewhere? Well, let me just look while I talk. Yeah, I was going to point that out that... you know, Sitlali's tribe seems to be the Cryo tribe. And so, and because that's kind of like goes along with Shiloh-Nen, she's Geo, she belongs to Kachina's. Kachina's tribe seems to be the Geo tribe. But then they made him Electro. I'm like, oh, but wait a minute. Oh, let all these people talk around. They might actually start talking while I'm talking. I don't want that. It's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to stay away from a lot of people while recording this part, because I didn't want people talking over me. Okay. So what I was going to point out is that maybe he's actually named after both. Like maybe he's named after both gods. Like the one I said, which is Oro, the Polynesian god of war, and oh, let's see if I can say his name correctly, Oloran, who is, you know, the Yoruba god of creation, but he also represents clouds. And I thought, oh well, you know, since he represents clouds, there's like literally no way that Hoyoverse would ignore that little detail, because clouds are an important feature in, you know, Chinese culture, so I just feel like they wouldn't ignore that. But then, you know, there's that fog that came in. I'm like, oh, you know, maybe that's the cloud part of him, while his character's design is more South specific because of Oro, and so they kind of mashed it together as an example of mixing Africa and South Pacific together. So I was going to use it as an example, but then again, like, they say he's going to be Electro, and then they say he's going to be a bow. I'm very disappointed in that. I was actually going to look at the characters. Let's see. We need to look at Archive? Character Archive.
Woo!
That's the wrong thing.
Whoa, whoa!
Okay. So we have him, of course. We have her. And we have her. I just so happen to have all of the Electro bows. And for the other bows, let's see. 1, 2, 3 for water. 1, 2, 3 for fire. 2 for Dentro. Just 2. 1 for Geo. Cryro. 2 for Cryro. No. 1, 2, 3. But you really can't count Aloy. Aloy. 2 for Anima? So, yeah, I still think if they really wanted to make him a bow, they could have made him Cryro or Animo. Because a lot of people were kind of suggesting that he was going to be Animo, and I thought, yeah, I can kind of see that. But if he belongs to the Cryro, then let's look at Cryro. Okay. Let's see. These two, I believe, are catalysts. Claymore. I think she's a sword. Claymore. Sword. Polearm? Do they only have one polearm? No, just her. Well, anyway. I don't like the idea that he's gonna be. He doesn't even look like he'd be a bow. He really does. He looks like he'd be someone who'd use daggers. If anything, they don't have daggers in this game, though. But if they kind of gave him movement like Alhazen, I think that might work. Which I guess you'd have to be sword. Now I feel like I'm just rambling on. I don't know. As I said, I was going to use that as an example, but now I don't know because I'm a little confused. Because I was for sure Shilonen would be part of the Scions of the Canopy from Canisius, but then I also got confused with their names. I thought they were both Aztec, and they're not. But then, even so, Kachina is a Native American name, and her tribe is both mostly based off of Native American with, like, you know, some African and other stuff thrown in. I want to say African. I don't know about South Pacific so much, but definitely African stuff is thrown in there. And probably South America, probably. I'd have to give it a more closer look. But no, it's like Shilonen is supposed to be Aztec, but Kachina is Native American. But they're both Geo, so that does kind of go along with my first idea that there's probably like tribes for every element. But then, as I said, one name is Aztec and the other one's Native American. So okay, so Shilonen should belong to the for the Aztec because her name is Aztec. But no, that's not true. So okay, so it makes sense that Oroen might actually be part of Sitlali's tribe, as long as he's Cryro. But now he's not Cryro. He still doesn't look like he belongs to a Yansan's tribe, though. He really does not. Like I said, it looks like his character design is more South Pacific. And I do think it would be interesting if they kind of like melded his name from an African name and a South Pacific name. Because again, that's another perfect example of what Natlan's culture is. It's not just one or the other. I don't understand how people can see something and, you know, like out of 9 characters, see a couple of African names and just, that's all they think about. It's African. When there are more names for other places. I don't understand that mentality. I'm not trying to be mean about it. I know it makes it sound like I'm mean about it, but I just do not understand the mentality. I do not. I guess this is what happens when you play a game that, you know, it's like young adults. Like, I'm not a young adult anymore. So I don't understand the mentality of young adults. I don't. It's not looking good for this generation. It's not.